The difference then, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, would have been make as much money so we could go to Marbella and do a madness.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that was it. That was it.
Wow. Okay.
Or just, I remember before my 2023, before my birthday, the plan that year, January, I was doing rubbish, and then me and my guy said, let's lock in. And the plan was to, by May, buy a range, go to Marbella, buy my mom a Rolex so I can post everything. And everybody can just be like,
wow.
Smiley. Smiley. You understand? And then when you go to the club, the girls know about you. So it's easier. You don't have to stress yourself talking to them. They can't lie. It was all about that. That's I promise you guys, that was on my mind. Consistently. Do you get what I'm saying? But now I don't, those things don't like appeal to me. Do you get what I'm saying?
It's Tree TT for the win. Tree TT, yeah, you know we going in. Tree typical talkers, yeah, we like talking. And it's Tree black boys, so you know we all king.
Welcome to today's episode. I don't know what number it is. Maybe
I think it's like 17.
17. Yeah, welcome guys. How's your week been, boys? How's life?
My week was I went to Germany for a few days.
First.
Are we gonna talk about?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Sorry.
Second time this year though. And I feel like it put so many things into perspective, and it's like it made me realize like how small Ireland is.
Very.
And even crackheads. This is a very weird pivot. Because like bro, like crackheads are the same in every country, but the only difference is they're slightly scarier in Germany because I don't know what they're saying. But even when I was getting people to translate what they were saying, it wasn't even making sense. So it's just that's man. I just want
Standard.
to do that. But yeah, I don't know. It's like Germany's a beautiful country, bro.
What made you go back to Germany, bro?
Business.
Yeah. What type of business, bro?
Don't worry about it, bro. What you doing?
Was it good? Good experience going back?
I definitely go back. I don't think I'll go back again this year, but nah, I can see myself living there.
Living?
Yeah, eventually.
Wow. Would you learn the language like?
Yeah, I would.
Wow.
Like functional German, though. Like German that I can actually use.
Move around. Izzy, how was your week, bro?
Just completed my first week in my graduate job.
We
thank God. Thank God. I mean, God did. And then, literally today, just moved down to my account. So, man.
God.
Just really been
Another one.
like, you know,
some people are homeless, man. You have to be grateful.
We thank God. So, that's been it, man. What about you?
My week has been good. Last week I graduated, so thank God for that. Thank God. I made my mom really happy. I was happy with that.
We love to see it.
It was kind of a weird experience though. Like the whole time, I kind of didn't really feel connected to like my hard work or all that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? But I think it's just because it's so long after like you finish your exams and stuff.
I hear it.
What else happened? Yeah, just life, man. Back in the gym, active in the gym now.
Come on.
Yesterday I played football. I went to the gym. It was not a good idea. My body's in bits today, but winter arc, man. Get me, got lock in.
What's that?
Winter arc.
Oh, winter arc.
Have you heard of it though?
You know all about winter arc.
My thoughts on winter arc, right, is you shouldn't need a season to lock in.
That's what I feel about New Year resolutions.
Yeah.
I feel like you shouldn't need to wait for the New Year. But I think the thing about people, I feel like people need seasons to just kind of
motivate.
To
even just add structure to their life, though. Like seasons are there for a reason. So I wouldn't bash people, but I wouldn't. Like, don't fixate over it. Like, you shouldn't need to wait for the winter to get into the gym. You know what I mean?
100.
Facts.
That's really what I think about. But you wanted to say something at the intro about your music.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, I don't do music anymore.
Do
No.
you see this, like, your whole demeanor about it? Like, what's that about? Like, why is it? Yeah, because I definitely, me personally, I remember a stage where, like, I would say you were very passionate or driven or disciplined with it. So, like, what, like, led you to where you are now with your relationship with it?
I think when you make your hobby your job, that's what happens. It just sucks.
Because a lot of people would say make your hobby your job, though.
It's different for different people. For me, with music, right, you're playing music that you like, and you're also playing music you don't like, just to make money, right? So when you do that over time for 5, 6, 7 years, you're playing music that I would never listen to your music.
Saps
And
the joy out of it.
music, in order for you to play on stage and make it look easy, you need to do the work on the back end. So you need to listen to that music again and again and again.
That's true.
And you do that for a sustained period of time. But like, I think by 2021, 2022, my shoulders, I was just like, I just didn't really like going into gigs and stuff like that. So I just I lost the love, and then around that time I was also getting into business a bit more. And I said, this is more of me, and then it allowed me to enjoy music. So in 2022, I did like Longitude with Officer. I did, you know, I could do gigs that I wanted to do. Do you get what I'm saying? So you don't have to do every single gig. You can actually say, no, I don't want to do that gig. Don't want to do that. I like playing with you. So that's a bit more enjoyable. Do you get what I'm saying?
Now I really rate that, like, but I feel like it's also good because you can extract the principles you did from music into your business as well. You know what I mean? So obviously you have you're a creator of an app, Gontrel, innit?
You know that club? Black business is booming.
So obviously, do you want to tell us a bit more about that?
Gontrel. What do you want to know?
I've been seeing
That's what I wanted to know.
How to start? So I've said the story like great times. I used to be, as a Christian, I used to be in the world, right? I used to just do rubbish, and then I don't know. I started feeling, you know, a sense of emptiness. You know, you're doing this, you're making money, you're doing stuff with girls, you're doing all this stuff, but it's just every single year same thing. And I've always known that I'm not a normal, like, humbly speaking, I don't think I'm a normal person. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm meant to do more with my life. So when I saw myself in that cycle where I was just like doing the same thing, going every single year, we'll discuss what holiday we're going on this year. Is that life? Like, you know, in your mid-20s, you're kind of looking forward to the next year to discuss, are we going to Jamaica this year, or is it this? And the reason why we're going on this holiday is for girls. Is that life? You know, and I started thinking about it. I started, you know, reflecting, but not even reflecting like that, but it started weighing on me a bit. And then I think that's when my mom kind of swooped in around the same time to be like, yo, listen, the reason why God blesses anyone is so he could be a blessing to any to other people, right? Because she noticed I was making a bit of money around that time, so that just got me thinking about purpose. Okay, so what's my purpose? What's the purpose of making money? What do I want to do? And then I think I was in the shower as she was saying it, but she was in the toilet. As I was in the shower thinking, I was like, oh, I grew up without my dad, so I'll just help mothers, single mothers that don't have their husbands. I was just like, yeah, that's how I'll help people. And I was just like, no, that's a cop-out, because at the end of the day, it's not the mothers that need the help, it's actually the children. It's the sons that don't have the role model, the father figure. It's the daughters that don't have that love. You know, so I was like, okay, it's actually the next generation that I need to help. It's men. So that's when I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. So that just got me thinking about purpose. And then the more my mom was praying, she said, God is going to bless you, but it's not from any of the things you're doing right now. Because at the time I was doing like 5-6 things. Music, you know, selling phones, buying and selling crypto. I had an office space that I still had the office space, you know, renting out. I had the studio. So I was just like, I was doing a lot of things. So she said travel. And the reason why she said travel is because in the Bible, Abraham, for God took him out of his city to see the stars, to go count the stars, I believe. Right? So she had that same concept for me, where it's like, God is going to give you something, but you have to leave Dublin, you have to leave your comfort zone, because sometimes when you're in your comfort zone, you can't see your brain's not, your
can't see
not,
outside of it.
Like driving here, like I know what I'm going to see. I've been down this road so many times. But if I was in Germany, I'd pay attention to everything that's going on. You get what I'm saying? Very true. I think that's the whole concept of traveling. So when you said you went to Germany, I was like, that's amazing. Like you're probably going to get ideas. You're gonna feel more refreshed. So
I wanted to ask you something, because since you're talking about like your mom, obviously some people might not know who your mom is, and I wanted to ask you about your experience. Kind of, obviously you're at this point now, but we all start somewhere, and we all, like, the journey starts somewhere. So for you being like a pastor's son, do you want to talk about like what that was like growing up and like how that might have influenced, or maybe not, it could have pushed you either way, but
okay, how did I? So I never really lived life. Like I started off young, like, you know, mommies and daddies, you know.
This guy, bro.
7, 8 years old, you know.
Wow.
But then at 12 years old, I don't know, I just started hearing more about God. So I started reading my Bible more. I started doing all that stuff. So I left all that stuff. So by that point, I had never masturbated, nothing. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I was going on 100-day fasts.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Reading my open house, reading my Bible. And then, I don't know, I think 17, 18, I just felt like I hadn't lived life. You know, I just had that feeling.
Like I'm missing out on something.
Missing out on something. Let me try this. Let me try that. So that's what started that whole, you know, living in the world and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? But what was it like, you know, growing up? I was like, nothing really strikes out to me. It was just like I have any horror stories. Nothing really. You know, my mom was just, you know, always in church, always praying.
Yeah. But do you feel like in terms of even lifestyle, let's say for example, like see how you felt that feeling of you're missing out on something, would you say that was from a feeling of feeling like you were sheltered by maybe like the church environment or the principles or the values and stuff like that?
Could be. But I think one thing the African churches fail to do is be open about like that there's the world out there. And
it's real.
Do you know what? 20 years ago, I did some of those stuff.
You
know, pastors and adults, African adults, they always make it. They have this condescending tone where it's just like, yo, you guys are doing all this. Like ill, you know. But like, if they were a bit more open about, yo, listen, your mom and I, we weren't married when we had you. If they're more open about those conversations, like, yo, I used to struggle with this, I used to struggle with that. I think we wouldn't have been as curious.
Exactly.
My mom told me that how you have babies is you pray to God. That's how she shielded me from sex. You know, and I was 13. Like, I'm old enough to have that conversation. I was like, yo, two people, they meet each other.
But did they not teach you in school?
Yeah, I know.
Nigga was thinking.
That curiosity now led me back to my mom. Like, how do they actually have pray to God? Like, do you get what I'm saying? It's all this. So, yeah.
It's trying to
recently though, censoring. Recently, I'm kind of... Because I'm noticing, even with our church and churches in general, I'm noticing that there's a lot of mistakes they made back then from a fear of losing us. Do you get me? Like losing us to the world and stuff.
But they've done so much that they push
exactly.
away.
That's the flip side of it. Because I feel like they wouldn't want to. For me personally, I feel like even with my mom, the way she has been with me, I know that she doesn't want to blame herself for not being hard enough as the reason why I wasn't successful or the reason why I got led astray. I'm living a life that she didn't think God wanted for me, something along those lines. So a part of me hears that they don't want to take that risk of talking to their children about, oh yeah, sometimes I used to drink. Then you now start thinking you get me?
I remember on my 18th, my dad was like, he wanted to buy me a bottle of wine, but he goes, actually, let me not, just in case, before now, it
you get me,
you know what I mean? So it's just like, I do hear it, but it's like, one thing they need to realize is, if it's not true you, it can be true someone else.
Exactly.
And it's like, sometimes it's actually better for you to introduce your children to certain things. Because at least it'll be in a controlled environment.
That's it.
You know what I mean? But it's like, I do understand the fear, because one thing about children, we don't think that, bro, our parents only live one life. You know what I mean? And it's like they're
still living that.
Like, they don't know everything, and it took me so long to realize that. And I feel like a lot of people haven't even realized that. So it's like, I do get certain things, but I don't know, like,
because even thinking about like the influences in your life as a person, right? So obviously you have your mom as your main thing. I've seen some of your clips about talking about removing yourself from certain friends and stuff. It seems like that was something that was very like important, a big thing in your life. So do you want to talk about when you started realizing that needed to be done, or even like before you even realized, like, what was life like when you got
pulling away from my friends? That was, I think I knew straight away. Because the funny thing is, before I went into the world, as I said, I'm not a normal person, and I will say that humbly, right?
Yeah.
I just always knew, even with drums from a young age, like I was so determined. I was always like, you know, at the age of 15, my mom said, yo, you need to start helping the family out and work, you know, contributing to the family. And I said, I don't need to work. I was such a rebellious child. Like I got suspended from like the choir from playing drums. Like I always like stood on what I believed. I think they wanted to put a rock in front of the bass drum. I said, that's not how you do it. They said, who are you talking to? I said, that's not how you do it. And they said, you're talking to me anyhow, you're suspended. So I was always like very outspoken, and I said, I don't need to work. And she said, so how are you going to I'll figure it out. So then I rang all the pastors on her phone.
Wow.
I said, yo, I know how to play drums, let me teach your children how to play drums. That's how I started making money. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me,
I was nearly one of those children.
Yes. For me, I've just always had this, like, and I think Apple have this against the grain mindset. What's that called? I can't remember.
Like complex.
No. I can't remember. Never mind it. But I've always been that kind of, you know, outlier in a sense with the way I think. So knowing that, and knowing how far into the world I went, and how much I wasn't actually fulfilling my potential. Like I look back at that now, and that's why I actually wanted to do this podcast, because I know you guys are a bit younger. Like how old are you guys?
We're in our early 20s. Early 20s.
Girls are watching it, you know. But yeah, that's why I wanted to come onto this podcast, because at the end of the day, like I've been on both sides, and I promise you,
I've seen. I
promise you guys. I promise you guys, it is not worth it. I promise you guys. Do you get what I'm saying? So obviously, me knowing that, and knowing, you know, now that I'm actually ready to ghost, knowing the life that I was living for like 5-6 years, I'm just like, wow. And it just goes so quickly, and you have nothing to show for it as well.
Well, I've been saying that
apart from bodies.
Almost.
Lately, for the past few months, I've been saying that almost word for word.
Easy, run.
Like, it's not me, though. It's not me. Like, I feel like you don't want to come to a stage where it's like you just look at like 5-6 years of your life and there's not even one thing. Like all you have is memories and lessons. But the thing is, you don't even you didn't even need to go through those things to learn those lessons. You know what I mean? So it's like, but like, I don't even know. Like, I don't even want to get too deep into it. But it's like,
I don't mind. I'm not gonna
I'm not trying to get too deep.
I'm here for it, bro.
But
I was saying with the ghosting thing, because I had that prior context of who I am as a person. I was just like, it's easy for me to, like, even before I went totally into the world, like there's two stories that I know. When I was 18, all my boys went to Croatia for the first holiday. All of them.
18?
You know? Yeah, I think 18 or 19. I think they all went to, I believe they all went to Croatia for the first holiday. And I said, I'm not going. And I said, why? Because I was saving for a car. And the reason, and now these days 17-year-olds are driving back then, like to have a car at 18, 19 wasn't even normal. Do you get what I'm saying? So I said, you guys are going to go on holiday, spend money, and you're going to come back and get the bus. And I'm going to, I always had this delayed gratification type of mindset where it's just like, you guys have your fun now, I'm going to put in the work now, and I'm going to, so even at 18, I still had that mindset. And they came back and I was the only one driving, right? But slowly but surely, and this is why they say no matter how strong-minded you are,
they'll pull you down.
They will pull you, and not in a bad way, in terms of, I'm not talking down on the boys that I used to chill with.
It's just where they're at.
But like, at the end of the day, no matter how strong-minded you are, right? Their mindset will start infecting you slowly but surely, right? So even then, I knew I was determined, I was this, I was that. So when it came to 24 and I said, yo, I had to pull away from them, it was easy because I saw clearly how I went here, and I wouldn't blame them, but I know that environment brings out this behavior in me. So I need to shield myself from that behavior. And to be honest, I said it on the Where's Your Head At podcast. I'm like, yo, the default behavior without you in the room, if the default behavior is you guys, you know, talking about girls, right? And you don't want to do that behavior, just pull away. That's the default behavior. So for example, while talking here, if I want to chill with you guys and you are constantly talking about girls, even when I'm not in the room, then and I don't want to talk about girls, then I need to pull away from that because you guys aren't going to change. It's the norm for you. Do you understand? So I realize that I'm no like Jesus. I'm not going to save anybody. These guys, they're going to be the way they are. So that's when I was just like, yo, listen, I need to be selfish. I know where I'm going. And to be honest, I was latching on to my mom's faith because my mom said, do you know what, like this business, like whatever you do, God's gonna like bless it. So I was just like, yo, nothing is getting in my way. So that's it made it a bit easier. But that's not to say I didn't slip up a few times. I still ended up in my boy's apartment. He actually lives around here. Ended up in my boy's apartment 1 or 2 times, and then I found myself getting back into my old habits, you know, with girls and stuff like that. That's when I realized that, you know, shifting goalposts by saying, oh, do you know what, we could go on a cheeky, you know, restaurant date with the boys, you know, that's not going to do anything to me. Monday I'll still be locked in. By Tuesday, like June 2023, it was a random Tuesday. I think my boy just got his apartment. I was planning what girls would be.
Easy man. Easy man. He just got his own apartment. Easy man. Hey, God. Bible study.
Amen. But yeah, I was so excited to get back in. And I realized, yo, listen, these boys bring this behavior. And it's not, the behavior is there, but they amplify the behavior. Okay, do you know what? I need to, and it's no big things. I just need to pull away from it.
Because at that point, it's like, even though it involves other people, it's like you're doing it to yourself by continuing to allow yourself to be there. Unless, you get me, you're willing to wait for them to change, but you're going to be waiting forever. Like
That's it.
There was something you said earlier that I was going to say something. Influences, friends. Okay, so like, would you say moving forward now, knowing what you know now and everything you've learned, is there a chance that, like, would you feel like it's fight or flight with those type of scenarios or with those type of conversations? Like, this is what I was gonna say. For example, conversations about girls, right? I'm gonna be very honest. I feel like as humans, like both genders, whatever anybody's attracted to, I feel like that is something that plays subconsciously on our minds consistently. Do you get me? So like, if everyone was more honest with each other, I feel like we do think about things like, you know, girls or like a partner, romance, having someone, not being lonely on a consistent basis. But I would say it's what is the focus of those conversations. So it's the focus on girls, talking about girls in a kind of, you get me, like, I don't want to say derogatory, but in a way that's like, it's not wholesome. Let's just say, do you get me, all that type of stuff? Or is it like, I'm looking for someone because I don't want to be lonely and I want somebody who treats me right, and those type of conversations, you get me? So I feel like there is a bit of
never mind,
there's a bit of a difference in terms of, I wouldn't rule it out as a bad thing for people to like necessarily talk about girls, but it's more about what they're saying, if you get me.
I agree.
In a sense, but I think there's more to life. I'm not gonna lie, because I think like, I remember when I got to the stage of life where it's like, I can't be around you if all you talk about is girls.
It's true.
Because it's like, we're actually talking about the same things with different people, and it's like, there's so much more to life. I'm not gonna lie.
My thing though is, because even when I think about this conversation right now, I'm thinking about our conversations about girls, and then I'm thinking about other groups. I'm thinking about my other friends. And like, when we talk about the same things, it's like we're saying different things, if you get me, even though it's like girls or whatever. So I do feel like, because for me, my passion in life or dream career would be to go into like family therapy, couples counseling. And for me, I personally think that a family and relationships are like the foundations of life for me, innit? I think that it's probably the most important decision you'll ever make, who you end up with.
I think it is.
Do you know what I mean? So that whole side of your life, I know there's more to it, but I think that's, me personally, I think it's the West that kind of pushes, you know, chase what you want and individual gain, and like, you know, there's more to life than family and wife and kids and all. There is, but if you don't focus on it enough, if you don't give enough energy and make the right decisions, like, I do think it could be detrimental. Is what I'm saying. But what do you think, Izzy? I haven't heard from you.
I hear it therefore, like, especially with, you know, a couple of people I speak with, like, you know, jumping off from your point, they will speak filth about women. You know what I mean? It's actually just filth. It's just perverted. But compared to, like, say how we would speak about like that aspect of our lives leading into, you know, late 20s, you know what I mean, settling down, it's more wholesome. There's a level of respect, and like, we also understand that we're on limited time here. You know what I mean? Realistically, we have like what, 8-9 summers and winters up until we're hitting our 30s, isn't it?
You get.
So it's like, that has to be always,
you, bro. Two summers. Two more.
Wow. No pressure, bro.
It's like 8-9 summers till I thought you were going to say 40. I was
like, that one is.
You guys have time. Wow.
You thank God.
Yeah, like, even putting that in perspective, it's not like, you know, you should rush yourself, but just have at the back of your mind that you need to make very, you know, mindful decisions. You know, every single decision you're making now, in terms of your career, relationships, is going to be a ripple effect leading into those later dates. You know,
there's something else, because man, a lot of your clips, they play on the back of my mind sometimes when I'm going through similar situations. There's something you said about you're like driving around certain places and it reminds you of certain people. And like, even like, that's such a really like important thing to consider before you venture into a relationship with someone or an experience with someone, is that, like you said earlier, it's only going to be memories and maybe resentful memories like afterwards. But now, how do you navigate through that? Do you feel like there's a point where you're able to kind of block it out, or is this something that kind of you still feel at the back of your mind? Or
this, like, sometimes you're just gonna have triggers, but you need to, my opinion is just, you need to be aware that okay, this sets me off, and just put certain things in place, and just intracore every single time.
So I know Dublinate. Oh God.
Calm down, man. I know what's coming. Like, I know what's coming, so I'm aware. So that's when I intentionally try and think of something else. But like I always say to people, you need to renovate your mind. Like, you need to take out the old, replace it. So at least those thoughts, even if the thought comes, it's not as appealing to you. And that's what, like, renewing your mind actually does. It's like, yo, the thought can actually come. You know, I saw on the TikTok a comment saying, sometimes I think of, you know, bashing when I'm praying. So it's not like, and that's no, it's a thought.
It's true.
A thought can come. I saw another video to say, like, you can't stop a bird from flying over your head, but you can stop it from building a nest. Right. So it's, don't let those thoughts build up. Right. So for me, driving through Inchicore, yes, the thought may fly over my head, but I'm very intentional to be like, let me think about this. Let me think about something else. Do you get what I'm saying? So, but I think, you can't stop thoughts. You can't stop the triggers. And that's why I even say to my little brother, like, seems like you're having fun now, but these are things that, yo, who would have thought at 27, driving past somewhere, will just be like, oh, no, stop, Smiley, stop thinking. Like you're almost in bondage. Like, what? It feels cool at the time, but I'm telling you now, 27, 28, 29. Some people are dealing with this stuff 40, 45. So for me, I if you are still trying to experiment and you think it's cool, like, everybody goes through the season. So that, you know, the quicker you're out of it, the better.
I will.
Yeah, man. The quicker you're out of it, the better. You're probably right.
Definitely. Let's.
Food for thought.
I wanted to even ask about the Aussie Gontrel. Yeah. So, like, what you're doing with Gontrel is like you were finding a gap in the market, right? And say that people want to, you know, go to Rome. And then they'd have to plug in a food app. They'd have to go into Instagram to figure out all these things.
Yeah.
What Gontrel is doing is that it amalgamates the things together, innit?
Yeah.
What would you say, like, how that came to be, like, as like a brainchild, like, and as an idea, innit?
Yeah, good question. So obviously when I was in Milan, when my mom told me, travel,
Yeah.
I was trying to write down business ideas. I was like really going in, and nothing was coming. And then eventually it was my last night. I was like, yo, let me go to a restaurant. And I spent 30 minutes trying to decide what restaurant to go to. But I didn't see it as like a big problem at that time, because I have fast metabolism. So like I can't be going there and then after eating get to McDonald's on the way home. So I went to the restaurant. When I came back, I was lying down on my bed for 10-20 minutes, and then eventually I was lying down on my bed to actually, I heard something earlier that day on YouTube that like your subconscious mind, in order to activate it, you just lie down. 10 minutes, you're going to be restless, but after 10 minutes, ideas will just start flowing, right? So then I lay down, I was restless, and then after 10 minutes, I started thinking, why was this such a problem for me to find a restaurant? So that just got me thinking about, like, yo, why is this a problem? Why is this a problem?
Yeah.
When I came back to Ireland, that's when I just rang everybody that travels a lot, I was writing down everything. Like, I had transcripts. I still have the transcripts. Like, everything that everybody said about, finding this, finding that. This is a problem when I go on holidays, or this is a problem. I was writing everything. And nothing was clear from the conversations I had. And there was a very clear pain point. And for black people, it was just like, when I go on holiday, finding black clubs.
Them ones.
Is the hardest one. But like, because of my new life and me trying to get closer to God, I wasn't comfortable forming a business off the back of that problem. So I was just thinking, like, I went to March, and I went to Milan in March. April, I still didn't have like the idea. May, I didn't have the idea. It was June when my brother went to Manchester, and they went for a conference. There was 10 of them, and on their day off, they were looking for something to do. They went onto TikTok, things to do in Manchester. A golfing facility came up. I'm like, oh my days, this looks nice. Put it into Uber, 20 minutes away. Oh yeah, let's go. So they went, right? And then when they got there, the receptionist said it's £50 per person to play golf. And this is 2023. This is not like, that probably sounds a bit realistic right now. But 2023, I was like, wait, £50 per person. So that's when the light bulb struck. And that was my brother he just said it casually. And that's when the light bulb struck. I was like, oh my days, TikTok give you all the visual elements, but they don't give you the key information that you need to solidify your decision. So that's when I was just like, okay, that's it. So I started ringing like engineers and developers, like, yo, is this possible? Can we like merge the two? And that's how it was birthed.
No, that's sick, man.
I feel like a lot of great business ideas always start like that, very naturally, like organically, just kind of come out. Because it was the same way, like us starting, just having conversations that randomly one thing links with another thing, and you're like, oh, this is something we can do.
Start turning, basically.
Literally. Do you feel like since you've started it, what's it like refocusing your life, I guess, around that, as opposed to like everything else in the past, drumming, music, projects and different stuff?
Oh, this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. It's like, and it's because of the faith element that's attached to it. Like, I've had to. They say that when God really wants to use you, He will give you something that's bigger than yourself. So you can't take the praise for it if it becomes successful. And I've had to learn that the hard way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this thing has made me cry several times. I hadn't cried for like 11 years. And just me coming back to the faith. I think there was one worship night. Was it 2020? Was it this year? 2024. I believe it was 2024. First worship night that I've been to in a while. Just started breaking. I just broke down. And that's what Jesus will do for me, and anyways. But then, like, countless times last year, I didn't really cry like that for business. But this year, like, having to just let go of everything and just depend on God. Oh my days. There was one time I was just reading the scripture, and I think it was Philippians 2:15, something like that. And it was talking about like human effort. And I just realized that, oh my days, the time has come. I've been using all my human effort to try and And it was that realization that, yo, I actually have to trust God, and God may actually not leave you naked like that, but trusting God is like, whoa, that's it's scary. Because like, he will make you look stupid sometimes. And for me, it's just like, no, I have to look my best at if I'm stepping out to the world, like, they need to see the best version of me. And it was that realization. And other times, just different times, bro, just pow. You know, and it's not the problems that make me cry, it's just depending on him and not knowing what's going on.
It's taking
Do you get what I'm saying?
faith,
It's the hardest thing I've ever, but it's the greatest decision. I mean, like obviously giving my life to Christ is the greatest decision, but like from a self-development point of view, the best decision I've ever made. Like everything else started to align because of that. Like my mindset, everything else. So
And would you say then for you that your kind of your faith brought you closer to your purpose than anything like
100%. I think for me, faith is the missing link. But the way I did the faith thing before was religion. I was more so, I need to work, I need to fast, I need to pray, I need to read. Yes, so he can be happy with me. But then the more you kind of walk with Christ, well, obviously my mature understanding is more so that he has already paid the price. You don't actually have to do anything. You just need to let him use you. You get what I'm saying? So faith has definitely, you know, made me more conscious. You got it. Of the
consequences
of the things of God, like what God actually wants to do on earth. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you start like pondering on those things, like what's God's will for like the world, you know, when you start pondering on those things, your thoughts start like, what is his will? Okay, it's for everybody to be saved, it's for everybody to know who Jesus is and blah blah. But it's not going to be, I'm not a pastor, I'm not going to go to the street, I'm not going to get that big microphone in town and start preaching. But how can I do that in my own way? Okay, the marketplace, you know? Everybody respects. If I take you guys for Nando's now and I make a dead joke, won't you guys all laugh?
You're so funny.
You're so funny because you're getting free food. That's what money does. Like it's just like, everybody wants to be friends with a rich person. The Bible even says that. Do you get what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be friends with someone that gives gifts. Do you get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I started realizing that, my purpose is probably in the marketplace, is to fulfill my potential as a businessman, you know? And that way I can, shed the light on Christ. I could do, the will of God through that and through other little things, but like majorly the marketplace.
Just a quick question that just came now is, because even this desire for wealth, right? Like I feel like a lot of young men, young people in general, like you want more for yourself and you want to chase, making money and being rich, being wealthy. So I'm like, obviously you've been on both sides of that. So you are where you are now, but obviously there's been,
I'm not rich yet, so
rich in Jesus' name. But like in the way you were before, where you were like making the money you were making, and like that drive you had to do that, what would you say the difference is from you then and now, in terms of like, obviously the benefits of the money for you back then would have been used to like, fund the lifestyle. Do you get me? But now, what would you say the like difference is? I guess
that's a very good question. I'm like, I won't lie, and I hate to sound all religious, but this is just my reality, right? The more I started walking with Christ, the more I realized that the conversations of Lambos and the conversations of a nice Dubai holiday and all these nice things, which is not bad, but the less I got, like the less concerned I became of those things, and the more I started talking to people like my brother who he's talking about hospitals and schools, planting schools, and because a lot of the things that we learn come from schools, it comes from our surroundings, and if we as believers can influence those institutions, we'll start producing more believers, because the values of that institution actually comes from the Bible and from Christ. You get what I'm saying? So the more I started finding myself having those type of conversations, so the difference then 2 years ago or 3 years ago would have been, make as much money so we could go to Marbella and do a madness.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was it. That was it. Wow. Okay.
Or just, I remember before my 2023, before my birthday, the plan that year, January, I was doing rubbish, and then me and my guy said, let's lock in. And the plan was to, by May, buy a range, go to Marbella, buy my mom a Rolex so I can post everything. And everybody can just be like,
wow.
Smiley. Smiley. You understand? And then when you go to the club, the girls know about you. So it's easier. You don't have to stress yourself talking to them. They can't lie. It was all about that. That's I promise you guys, that was on my mind. Consistently. Do you get what I'm saying? But now I don't, those things don't like appeal to me. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm more so, I saw a video of, I shared it with my friend there, like Donald Trump got all the CEOs. I don't know if you saw that video.
Yeah, like
got all the CEOs in America, like not all of them. Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates,
Bezos.
No, I was Bezos there, but he was there. Yeah, and he goes, "How much are you contributing to the American economy? How much are you?" And that just got me, like, I just got excited just looking at that video. I was like, I'd love to be in that room, so I can, the policies that they want to pass, I'm also able to influence it, but with my mindset of a believer. That's what actually gets me, and that's the God's honest truth. I watched that video 15 times because I was just like, oh my days, that's what's going to get you into the president's office. It's not just your tongues and preaching about, it's not, it's about like actually being excellent in the marketplace, being excellent at what you do. You know, the Bible says, find a man diligent in his work, he will serve kings, he will sit before kings. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, there's a place for the preaching and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, if you really want to talk to Trump and you want to talk to these people, you actually have to excel at what you do. You have to be very, very good. And the things that concern Trump is the economy. It's the race of AI. China are like trying to build all these stuff because China, that's why they're scared of TikTok. That's what concerns these guys. It's not planting churches, right? But you need to do so well in your field that you can actually be in those rooms and influence the policies that will now. Do you understand? So that's my mindset. That's what gets me excited, and you can see my hands. I'm talking. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what actually gets me excited. And then, you know, other things like just helping people, like, you know, with the content. I actually just try and help. I wish I had me.
That's real though. That's real, man.
I had someone that, you know, had been on both sides that I actually respect, because the thing is, growing up, you either had the very, very bad guy or the very, very good guy. And the good guy is just like, you don't know what I'm struggling with. Literally. And then the bad guy is just like, you can't advise me to be disciplined. You're not disciplined. Exactly. Do you get what I'm saying? So I wish I had that person that had that balance where it's just like, yo, I've been on that side, trust me. And then I've been on this side, it's so good over here. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why I do the content. So younger guys, especially guys that don't have a father figure, like even in church today. One guy was trying to talk to a guy. I said, "You like Abby?" He said, he said, "How do you know?" I said, "I saw your chin; it was moving." Like, calm down.
Excited.
It's only a woman. Just talk to her. Don't go into conversations with expectations. Just talk. You know, let your shoulders relax.
I've needed that. I needed that advice.
He said, "Oh, because I didn't actually grow up with my dad. So like, what you're saying is just like." I'm just like, yo, us guys were struggling. We're struggling, especially if you don't have a man to model, to show you you're lost. You're figuring out life by yourself. It's difficult, right? So that's why I do the content and stuff like that.
Because there's even something I wanted to say. I think in one of your videos you were saying if you can't resonate with it, it's not for you. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like there's so many things there's even things that we would say where people are like, oh no, like but it's just kind of like the people that get it in a sense. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like it's such a powerful thing, because it's almost as like you're finding your community indirectly
and even creating it as well. Because I definitely think in terms of having good role models, like when we were growing up, I know in our church, like there's one like good role model I can think of from then till now who's really outwardly anyways, from what we can see, done things the right way. You get me? But listening to that person back then was so difficult.
It's hard to, because it's like you're so different from me. It's like
you don't know
relate to anything you're saying and anything you're doing, and it's just kind of like, if you're doing all of these things and I'm not doing any of them, it's just kind of like, who is there for me to listen to? And there's no one to kind of like steer you in the way. Because I remember like, even when like with girls and stuff, I remember there was like, obviously I had older people around me, and some of them were like, I'm sorry, like I don't know what to tell you, because when I was your age I wasn't getting girls. and it made me think, it was just kind of like, damn, like, there's no,
why always me?
You know what I mean? So
lying,
like,
bro.
And there were so many things I just had to learn the hard way, or learn myself, because it was like, and even with like my older brother, like there's only like a year and a half with me and him, so it's like we're growing together. Like it's not, there's not that big of a gap. So it's like there were so many things that I just had to learn. And even with like social media and stuff now, there's so many people. I'm just like, bro, if I had you when I was like 14 or 15, my life would be so different. You get me? So it's like, no, it's crazy.
Life isn't over, and I'm from now on. I'm gonna say this every episode, just because of what you did last episode. Life is a journey. Just gotta keep going, innit?
Yeah, man. Well, I'm really liking this convo. Obviously, you were saying like previously about how your brother and you were speaking about hospitals and like communities and stuff like that. So like one concept I was even reading up on like recently was agglomeration. So it's basically where talents, opportunities and ideas have a very easy way of finding each other. You know what I mean? So do you think that the way like Ireland is like placed, you know, in terms of like neighborhoods and like even let's say Dublin, do you think the way it's like structured, do you think it allows for like agglomeration to like really, you know what I mean?
Good question. Oh gosh.
Like in comparison to like London and like New York, like more global cities.
I'm thinking of even moving myself because of this reason. But I think if you have the mindset of like, all my days, nothing can be done in Ireland. Nothing will be done in Ireland.
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying? So I have the mindset where it's like, Ireland isn't a problem, right? If you focus on that too much, you're just stopping yourself from doing everything. Because there was never a billionaire in Ireland before. Until he said, no, it's possible to be a billionaire. So like, everything is possible, but sometimes you need to position yourself smartly. And you need to probably go to London, or you need to go to America. So because what you're doing there will be received
the resources, there's more resources.
Like what you're doing will be,
they'll
be receptive to way more than if you, like in Ireland, you may have to educate them. Like I have a friend that has like a business that's like gaming and crypto, and like he has to educate me so much, but then if he went to America and like, let's say New York, where that's probably prominent, he doesn't have to educate as much. So they're just like bouncing off each other. So sometimes you may need to actually, you know, explore and step out. But I hate that victim mindset where it's just like, it's because I'm in Ireland. No, you're just,
you actually don't have to be in Ireland. I feel like some people actually
leave.
Like, they don't want us to
I honestly think like, max out in Ireland first. You know, people that have that problem, that it's just like Ireland is a problem, you've not even maxed out. Do you get what I'm saying? So max out first and then say, yo, I've actually reached the ceiling here. I need to start stepping out. But if you've not even maxed the resources here, and you're saying you want to, you're going to complain about that in London as well, and say America is probably, do you understand?
I think legacy wise though, like this is probably the closest we've been, or well, I don't know, hopefully the closest we've been so far to like really creating what you're talking about in terms of something that brings entertainment, talent and business together. I really do think a lot of things are more possible than people think, like you're saying, in terms of creating that excellence. Like let's say right now you're a billionaire. Like I'm a bit sorry. Let's say right now.
Thank you.
Let's say right now we're all like doing well financially, and it's like anything we're discussing right now is more likely to happen because of that. You've achieved so much for yourself that you can now like fund that thing. Do you know what I mean? 100%. And I feel like in Ireland especially, this might be a bit more like in a general sense than necessarily with just your business, but in terms of like bringing entertainment, and being able to collab and everyone being able to thrive, I really feel like that's what we need. We need more people to really just like chase those goals and see it through. I think a lot of people
because you're starting a movement by doing that. I feel like once you actually show people these things are possible, people stop kind of saying, "Oh, like, I don't know." They stop dragging their feet. Do you get me? So it's like, I do think it's important.
100. You need to be outspoken about it. You know what I mean? Like the entire journey, you need to just have a delusional level of ambition.
That's one thing
as well. Exactly. Because I feel like there's so many people that are like, but I want to wait till I have this. I want to wait till I have that. But they don't even know that your man didn't wait.
Exactly.
But they just assume because of you didn't bring people along with the process.
These man, they're doing like they're doing like crazy stuff, or they're making a lot of money. They're doing it from their bunk beds, bro. Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's all about your mentality, all about your mindset, taking the leap of faith, innit?
And that's one thing I'll say about you. Even the way you talk about yourself and your vision is like we were talking about the last episode. You believe in yourself. That's very rare. Like there's a lot of people who could have done and could have and would have and should have, but they didn't even believe they could. And that's where I feel like that's where it starts. It's about believing that vision you have for yourself and seeing yourself as, I'm not just an average Joe. Like I'm not in this life to just pass time and do what society tells you to.
Have you ever watched Suits?
Yeah.
So it's like, what's my man's name? Spectre. So how he says life is like this, and he says I like this. That's the mentality.
Facts. Honestly, but yeah, I think I was gonna say something about the older brother as well.
Okay.
So obviously for you, I know that your older brother has. I'd have to get him on here to ask him, like, what he was like when he was younger and stuff. But from what I know, I feel like he was. There was this time, I think you were in Barcelona or something, bro. Bro, you remember? Bro, I'm not glorifying it, but at that time, I was just thinking. I was watching your story, and I think you probably said it like before, but. I was watching your story and like obviously at that time I was active in Open Circle, like I was going regularly. Do you get me? But it is what it is, man. It's life. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But and then I was there and I was just thinking to myself, I was like, wow, like God is really like something, like because life is funny sometimes, and I think that's just like it's just funny, innit? Like. Your brother was doing this, and you're just a completely different person. And there was never, and I felt like I really got it because even me and my brother were similar, but were different as well in some ways. Yeah. And I feel like obviously you were very outspoken about your lifestyle, and so was he. For you get me, different things. What was that like for you,
like living with him, or
not necessarily even with him, but just I guess the experience of obviously that people know both of you and like you're living a different life and you were happy with that at that time.
I didn't really care, I was blinded. I was blinded. I loved the things of the world, as you would say. I didn't really care what David was doing. Oh, you're preaching, like good for you, like yo. I said it on another podcast, like, there was a time I was going to Paris and my mom would pray, like, yo, be careful, let me pray for you. I'm like, stop, don't pray for me, like, don't pray that I won't shower. I'm going there to don't pray that,
stop
I don't know if God's going to hear this one.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to get kind of vexed at that side of things, so like...
David, sorry to cut you off. What would you say that was?
That's the devil.
Okay.
That's the
demon.
Okay, because you're so stuck in your ways. You don't want. You want what you want, and you don't want what you want for you.
Exactly.
It's like a dog eating its own, like, or a pig eating its own vomit or whatever. I do feel like that feeling is kind of like, it's a bit of stubbornness, but then like you're saying, it's a bit of the devil. I don't know though, like I don't like necessarily blaming the devil for things though.
Sometimes
Like
it's actually just self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Along with the devil, but it's like,
how far do you go on either side? Because I definitely feel like in life there's a lot of things that happen that are bad, but it's not the devil. It's you. Like it's
that's
the freedom.
though. Some people would say it is.
I feel like everyone has that choice though.
I agree with you actually.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes you blame the devil, but you fail to take accountability for your
Do you
actions.
get me? I feel like it's a very African mentality to be like, it's the work of the devil.
But I mean,
like,
in the sense of it,
do you get me?
the devil didn't take your hand.
You get me? Like,
What is like the devil gave you the idea and you chose
true,
to do it.
it's
So
true,
that's where the
it's
self accountability
Exactly.
comes in. You
It's
always
true,
have a
yeah.
choice.
It's
Like, that's
true.
the whole thing, free will. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, I do get it when people blame the devil, but like, as long as you were not possessed.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Would you even know? Like,
Sure.
Really, there were times where I'll go to the church and I know what I'm doing, and I don't want to make eye contact with the pastor.
There's certain pastors that
oh,
just don't want to
look
hear
at
around.
oh,
Man of
God,
God, you're
you
just
get me?
Ain't crazy. Because I didn't know what was inside.
Yeah. It's today the day it's gonna come out. I hear it,
Make eye
man.
contact with.
Yeah,
That's
man.
one holy word.
It's like shivering.
And when they start praying for you and they start laughing, you start. I
can't lie.
You get me? So,
Yeah, you bad boy. I can't. There is one pastor, like you know.
we all know the pastor.
If that pastor touch your shoulder like this, you
Just
just.
start shaking on me.
I don't know, man. I feel like there's
I just
definitely
didn't want him to reveal what he was saying.
not to
I
everyone.
did something last week. I didn't want, because some pastors are bold.
Yeah.
They'll go
They're
get the mic
violent
and they will expose your whole
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Look at him. That was my main friend. Like, yo, don't tell them what.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know what you're saying. Don't do that. please.
I get that.
And then do you feel like you fell out of? Because you see, sometimes going to church is a habit. Would you say? Like, so I feel like when you did you ever get to a point where like you were just like,
I'm just going for the motions. Yeah, 100%.
okay.
Yeah.
do you think that's wrong?
Was there a
Sorry.
time you ever stopped going to church or no?
No, like I at one point I still had to play drums in my mom's church, so like I'd still like show up. But what was your question?
Do you think it's wrong to like go to church even though you don't want to?
Yeah, I think. Do you know what? Like, regardless of how we view African parents and stuff like that, they still did a phenomenal job, right? And the reason I say that is because you're the ages of like 0 to 12. It says, "Bring up a child in the way of the Lord, and you will not depart from it." The reason why I was able to come back was because of that foundation. So whether it's like, oh, I'll force you, I'll do this. You actually need that, because when you start getting lost in life, that's what you will return back to. And that's why you see a lot of guys saying, like, I don't know, I'm feeling empty, but they now go like, let me actually try this Jesus guy out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was because of what their parents deposited in them when they were so young. That's why they're going to that. Because why aren't they not just going to, let me try, is this star signs? What did they do that?
Astrology.
They're not going
I can't chat about that. I can't chat about
to
that.
someone that does that.
I can't chat about that.
Let me just save you. 'Cause I remember there's one song that I was listening to, and one of the lyrics is "Everyone prays in the end." And it just made me think, is like when you don't know where to go, like even like on like I'm sure there's so many people on their dying breath, they just pray because you, like whether if you believe in God or not, you have no choice now, because it's the only thing that like that could save you. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I do get that. I think there's also something I want to say about direction shifts. It was in one of your videos.
Direction what?
Shifts.
Like when your direction shifts.
Okay,
You can either shift for the worse or for the
Oh yeah, obsessive
Yeah.
traits. Yeah.
yeah. So I just wanted to talk about that in the sense of like, do you feel like you've ever went through any direction shifts or no?
Yeah. So what I was talking about there was like when you have this addictive personality, you're either going to smash 100 girls, or you're going to be a virgin and never like think of girls, because you're so like engulfed with what you're doing. So
There's no in between.
There are
can
people
be,
that are in between, but when you have that addictive personality, it's either like, for example, with me, you have the Barca trips and you had Smiley this, Smiley that. I have those stories, but then my stories right now is just like, you can't mention Smiley and those things in 2025 anymore, because I'm the type of person that I will ghost my boys. I'll do this extreme. I'm extreme. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you're extreme and you're addictive and you just need direction to kind of guide channel it, because if you channel it in the wrong area, I would have been the type of person that I could have, you know, gone to drugs. And like I think one of my when I used to be in the role, one of my friends that used to sell drugs and do F, he said, Smiley,
allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Don't worry, there's so many of them. There's so many. Don't, who cares? Listen, he said, Smiley, you would make such a good drug dealer.
Yeah.
Like he saw, even though I wasn't doing that, right? He saw the addictive. Like I'm just like a crackhead in the sense where it's just like I'm determined to do something. He goes, if you channel it into this area, you be the guy that everybody calls. Yeah, now. Do you get what I'm saying?
They say this is a big rich town.
Do you get what I'm saying? But then now I've channeled it into like Gontrel, for example. And amongst the black people, they know about that, and it's because like I'm extreme. I never really want to do anything that people just he's doing that. Like I like when people say Smiley and they know what I'm doing. They pay attention. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm that type of person that is either I'm going to do very, very bad and I'm going to be the devil's best friend, or I'm going to do the work of the kingdom. And do you get what I'm saying? There's no real balance for me.
Is there anything that you put in place to make yourself like that, or is that just how you naturally are?
That was just, I don't know. There was even with drums. Like before my junior cert, was it junior cert? Before my mocks, like I had gigs, like I would go to gigs, like I didn't study, like when it came to drums, that's all I did. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'll just practice. I went to be studying, I don't really care. Practice. I never really had that balance where it's just like practice, but he's also decent with his books or whatever. I was saying it to someone recently, I was like, I'm actually never ever really average at anything. I'm either very, very bad at something or very, very good. So if it comes to like checkers, like I play that religiously sometimes. I'll beat any of you here.
Is it, yeah?
Any of
you set up, bro. Set up, bro.
I'll connect I'll beat any of you.
Connect for it. Chess.
I'm the deadest player.
Okay, I'll
like,
find out.
I'm not like, ooh, he gave me a tough game. I'm dead. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm either very, very good or very, very crap.
I think for me, I wouldn't say average. I feel like I'm just a bit above average in anything I try to do. I don't think I'm naturally like all the way excellent at like a prodigy at anything specific. But I feel like when I look into something, I get the gist of it quickly, and you get me, like adapt to that quickly. But I feel like, with that addictive personality, that's something I do notice in a lot of people. And for me, lately, I'm kind of happy that I'm not like that, because I feel like it stops me from going to that extreme, being the devil's best friend. And then there's a bit of, sitting on the fence where like you're in the middle, you're not doing anything too bad, but you're not really doing anything too good either. And you're just kind of like in the middle. Like, do you feel like there's any point you've ever, obviously you can still, be very talented at what you do and do the things you do well, but do you feel like you were ever in a limbo of like that motivation, or do you feel like that discipline always pushes through and you just get the job done?
It's always like I've always just been disciplined from young, so I've never really ever been on the fence with anything. So even when I made the decision to do the business stuff, there wasn't really there was a period where it's just like in terms of pulling away from my boys, I was a bit on the fence, or like I really want them to do this with me as well, but I'm the type of person, when I make my decision, I go all in. I'm very extreme. Like I spoke to one of my boys, I think 2 days after. I said, yo, I'm dropping everything. I'm going after this business. He spoke to me for 2 hours. He cursed me in ways that you wouldn't believe. Wow. Because he's like, yo, look at everything that you have going. And I would, in hindsight, what was that? You know, I didn't even have much going. But like, he said, look at what you're making this, you're doing this, you're doing. Are you crazy? You want to stop completely? Like, not even do on the weekends. I'm the type of person, I don't do Monday to Saturday. My schedule now is like Monday to Saturday. Don't call me for anything. Sundays is the only day. So when you hit me up,
thank God.
Sunday, I'm like, you read my.
We're in the same spirit.
if you said like a Friday, I'd be like, nah, I don't really do anything during the week. I'm just like, you know. So I've never really been the balance. I hate that word balance personally for me. Because I'm the type of person that like operates in seasons. I think there's seasons for everything. So for me, I'm in my hyper, you know, growth phase and just like knuckle down. And then there'll be a season maybe when I'm 30 where I'm just obsessed about family. And being a good dad. Do you understand?
Do you know, I'm starting to see where the difference is probably at. I'd say it's the age. You're at a point where you can't necessarily afford, like you probably could, but it's like it would be better for your life if you were all gas, no brakes now. Than,
so I actually have regrets. I have serious regrets, right? And the reason why I'm all gas, no brakes is because I'm just like, nothing has actually changed about me. Really and truly, I adjusted myself in the chair because it's serious. Like, nothing has
didn't contemplate.
It's so annoying when I think of, and thank God got me out, because if I came to this realization at 40, I'd probably kill myself.
God forbid.
No.
I hear it.
I would kill myself because I'm just like, yo, Smiley, you had this all along. What are you talking about? Like, as I said, everybody's going Croatia. I'm, as an 18-year-old guy, what are we talking about? I have the money. Why aren't you not living life? I've always been this, no, you could do that. I'm going to do this. Afro Nation, the first ever Afro Nation, all my boys were getting tickets. I said, I'm not going to get a ticket. If I'm not playing there, I'm not going there. I've always had this type of mentality. And then I did come and go call me. I was like, what did I tell you guys? You know what I'm saying? I've always had this type of, like, you guys do this, I do that. So now that I'm all gas, no brakes, it's because I'm just like, yo, I'm catching up for lost years. When people see the passion, it's like, shut up there. You don't know, like, you don't know, like, me, I'm struggling with myself. I'm just like, yo, you had this all along. Why did you go? But it's I thank God for it, because at the end of the day, I probably would have been this, you know, underlived 27-year-old that probably can't relate to you guys.
Exactly.
So, like, God knew what he was doing, but at the end of the day, like, I know myself, I was just like, I wish I would have been.
Because a part of me feels like going through those things that you went through, you need to so you don't get to this point and feel the way you feel like you would have felt, and then now you crash your whole life just because I never got to do the things I wanted to do when I was younger. And
because I feel like there's certain people that, I don't want to say it, but someone like Ashake, it's like it looks like from the outside looking in, it feels like the only reason he's doing all the, like, to what from us anyways, it looks crazy. Because obviously he only got into fame maybe like late 20s. Do you get me? There's even other people like I don't want to name drop too many people, but I do get it in the sense of like, when you get the things
you always,
later, it's like, you're like, even like someone like Michael Jackson, he didn't have a childhood, so he was like 30, 40 playing with children. Do you get me? So it's like, I do get it, but you need to live.
I was saying that.
Obviously, I don't mean like that.
I was just thinking about myself. I was like, if I didn't live life, what would I have been doing? Like, God forbid. You
get me?
Because it's like, even for me, like someone like, even us, like we're actually trying to, like, I guess, change our lives, even though we're so young. It's like, I do understand, like, I can see, like, all the, like, from, like, let's say 16 to, like, my, like, early 20s. I feel like, even though I do have, to be honest, I don't have regrets, but there is certain things I wish that I didn't do. But if I didn't, no, it's not regret, there's two different things. But like, I feel like I needed it to even see the visions that I'm seeing right now. Do you get me? So,
nah, I feel like there's certain things, like someone said it earlier, you can learn from other people's mistakes. I think I'm so grateful.
I'm not someone that can do that though. That's my problem.
Yeah, stubbornness.
It's not. I don't even think it's stubbornness. I need to make the mistake myself.
That's stubbornness.
I don't think.
Well, if somebody says don't,
I disagree with you right now. I think it's because I spend so much time talking to myself.
Yeah,
and I analyze my movement so much. It's like I need to do it, and I need to know what it felt like. Do you get me?
We've been talking about this lately. I've been telling you, a bit stubborn, bro.
There's levels to it. Like I will never steer myself like in the wrong way completely. But there's just certain things. There's certain things you'll say, okay, I'll listen, and there's certain things I'm like, bro, I'm just gonna have to.
When was the last time you listened
to someone? It wasn't long ago. Like if someone tells me something, is like I will listen, but there's just certain things I just need to just do it myself.
Have you tried not doing it yourself?
I have.
And do you feel like it had a negative impact? Like,
no, but I feel like I just personally learn better from my mistakes.
I disagree, and the only reason I disagree
you don't have to agree.
The only reason I disagree is that's why there's experience there. Like they're meant to fast track your journey. You know what I'm saying? So if someone's gone through what you're currently going through, and they're saying like, yo, listen, you're gonna spend 2 years here if you don't listen to me.
No, like stuff like that. Like even with the whole chasing girls.
No, but you don't know that. Like you even saying I want to experience it myself. You don't know what that's gonna do to you. You don't know like when I masturbated the first time, I didn't know it was going to turn into a huge addiction. I just want to try it. Do you understand? So like there's certain things that your curiosity, it could end you in like you could end up in a place where it's just like, oh my days, 20 years have gone by and I'm still doing this rubbish thing. And I just wanted to try it, and you don't know what that feeling. Like me, I never smoked weed. I never like smoked.
Really?
Yeah, I never smoked like a cigarette or like did like drugs or anything. But
just a drink.
Just a drink, and fast gas. For me, there was a time in Paris where I was so drunk, I was absolutely like burst. Yeah, and I saw cigarette or weed. And I said, should I try? And I even as I was drunk, I was just like, if I try this and I really like this,
I'm not like that though. I don't have an addictive personality. You
know, okay. Yeah, I still wouldn't risk it.
To be fair,
something once I never do.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie. Like the type of things we're weighing up here, he wouldn't take those risks with like serious things. But I feel like in terms of even just
know what I can play and what I can't play.
How you do one thing is generally how you do everything sometimes. So the way you reason with yourself, it can just like they're little seeds. They're little seeds, and it's just like it could just amplify before you know it, you're reasoning on that big thing. Do you get what I'm saying? So
it's true,
I wouldn't even like play with fire. That's me personally. But I always say this, like some people can play in the lion's den, they could chill with the lions and not get bitten. I'm the person, if I play in the lion's den, like I'm getting bitten. Like I'm 110%. You put me in a room with a woman, light is off, and I've read my Bible. It doesn't matter. Like so, I would not put myself in that situation. You know what I'm saying? But other guys, they could chill and they're gonna nothing happen. Like
I'm that guy.
That guy.
You say friendly with you, friendly.
Most of the time, I'm that guy though. It's like
I'm definitely not that guy. Addictive personality to that.
I can't lie.
Very heavy. That's why even with that gambling, that like you like bet on
matches,
football matches. I can't get into that.
I
lose all my bread. My bread is gone, bro.
I won't lie.
You're asking to borrow money.
You're selling your watch. You're selling
all of that.
Yeah, it's long stuff.
With all different aspects of like different substances or different interests, like I relate to that 100%. It's just impulse control for me is very, very bad. You know what I mean? And I think it's because obviously I got diagnosed with ADHD this year. You know what I mean? So like a big part of that is I'm normally like a very relaxed person, but what the person was telling me is that you're just hyperactive in your head. You know what I mean? And a lot of that, I think it plays a very significant part for me, you know, not having the control of my impulses, you know what I mean?
Did you seek that information out?
Yeah, eventually, because I told my marriage when I was doing my exams that like anytime I'm doing my exam, say it's a 2-hour exam, I need at least 10 minutes to just zone out. Like I need to make my my head just cool down a little bit. And she says, "You're not normal." Just pray. She's saying then my sister was searching it up, and then she's saying that I can't lie, you might need to check this out. And then from there, that's how
I would have never checked it out.
Serious,
personally.
Yeah,
I don't like labels because
I heard that.
I feel like you could use it for good, but then you could also use it for bad.
That's true.
I hear these victims. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have ADHD. Shut up. It's not like dismissing it, but it's just like you're using that as an excuse to not reach your potential.
Can we have a common ground here? Yeah, just because obviously, like, I've studied psychology. Yeah, so I see both sides. Like, obviously, I grew up in an African household, and my mom. I'm not gonna lie. I think I should probably get diagnosed for ADHD.
I don't want to.
Like, I think I should.
I wouldn't.
But I understand why you wouldn't, because of the kind of mentality we're raised in, and especially a lot of the faith aspects of things as well.
Not even necessarily that. Me personally, it's just don't make it like, don't be a victim.
Yeah.
I know people actually have this thing. You know, it's real, right? But when people make it like an excuse, like, it's almost like me like just treating women like crap. Like, I didn't grow up with my dad. You know, that doesn't mean I'm not saying it's the same, right? But I'm just saying, like, you can also have cop-outs, and you can just be like, no, yes, you didn't grow up with your dad, but you can also make the decision, yes, I have ADHD, but in these certain situations, I'm going to try and fight this thing that I have and try and, or for me, like, sometimes, for me, sometimes you're operating at 80%, and there's another 20%, but you kind of just blame whatever you have.
Definitely.
But like, there is an extra gear that you could go, and it's nothing to do with what is going on in your body. It's just like there is like science proves it. Sometimes we're not actually working our brains to the full capacity. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely not. I think my main difference with that is just, I think knowing is better than not knowing for me, because it explains stuff. It doesn't justify it. It just, so him feeling the way he feels, like, if you just keep telling him to, like, just saying stuff to, like, kind of dismiss or to kind of, like, just figure it out, pray or do this or do that, but you don't actually know what the root is.
You know, when you said that, I was just like, oh my days, that sounds like a successful entrepreneur or successful creative to me. That's how I took that. I was just like, yo, the people that are very, very successful are weird. And they
that's
have, like,
usually the case.
Stupid rituals and stuff like that. It's just like, when you say I like to cool my head, I'm like, that's good. There's so many things that are going on in my head. I just need my head to settle down, and then I'll start. Like, that sounds like, like, if Elon Musk said that, I wouldn't be surprised. You get what I'm saying? So I would more so look at that and just be like, use that as your superpower. Don't let someone label that and put that on you and just like, you can't do this because of this. No, actually use it as your superpower, because a lot of the most successful people actually daydream a lot. They can't sit still. Like, they probably all have ADHD as well, but they use it like in a good way, and they focus on that one thing that they actually love.
Hyper focus.
That's
what I mean in terms of him knowing that now. He knows that he has that natural tendency to do certain things, and now he can, rather than not knowing and being like, why am I like this? What's wrong with me?
Like, but when there's a label, the label is normally negative. So you need to actually make sure you have a strong narrative, and you
just rechanneling it. And
I feel like it's better to seek diagnosis for an explanation rather than a limitation.
Exactly.
I feel like
Exactly.
Put it in simple words.
And even Gigs.
He's autistic.
His son is, I don't know if he's got diagnosed, but do you know what I mean? I was watching, it was the 90s Baby podcast, and he was literally just explaining his whole, like, secondary school, primary school experience. Like, he used to be like a loner. He never used to want to talk to people. He never used to want to socialize. And obviously those are symptoms. And it's like, he was showing a lot of symptoms from a young age that he had this condition. But obviously at that time, you get me, education, and nobody really cares about certain things like that. So if he had known back then, like, there would have, obviously everything happens for a reason, but there could have been ways to navigate around certain things that, do you know what I mean, led to other things happening, because you don't you don't know where you fit in, and then you fit in certain places and not in other places, you know.
Yeah, no, I hear it. Like I'm not against anybody diagnosing themselves. It's just my only concern is the narrative you give yourself after
the fact.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd rather, like me personally, I think if I don't know, I feel like I feel free.
Yeah, I feel
when I know, that's why I
like
won't get
that.
this Apple Watch, or I won't get like WAP, or is it Whoop? Yeah, I won't get Whoop.
Yeah.
Because if I now woke up one morning and they told me I didn't sleep properly, I only got 4 hours of sleep, I would let that dictate my day.
I get you.
I would let, because I didn't sleep, okay, now that's why that's why I can't concentrate. That's why I can't do this. No, there are some people that operate on 4 hours and they do their best work. It's whatever you tell yourself. So I don't want no machine telling me you have to act like this way because I told you so. You know what I'm saying? But like for me, the main thing is go get your diagnosis but use it as a superpower, as opposed
just
to
positive,
as opposed to limiting yourself.
This is a bit of a segue. I'm not gonna lie, Izzy. I thought you would ask this question, but I just want to ask, just a random question. So back in the day when you used to be like on the drink, what's the maddest like experience that's ever happened?
No.
Sorry, bro.
Sorry, bro.
Sorry, bro. This is. We have to get some content, bro.
For us not to do.
Yeah, for us, the educational purpose.
I'm pure trained now. I'll say off camera. I'll say off camera.
Is there like the runner up? Runner up.
PG version.
Something,
Yeah,
something that
PG.
was for the brand.
Yeah.
Who's coughing?
You might know something we don't know. I don't know.
What was the second madness? What was it? No, so like I've you know.
Business man, you know it's okay.
No. The first one is mad. What was mad for me. But I'm just thinking about like when I was very, very drunk. Like, is there anything that I really did that's
Rob a bank or
No. Yeah, it's all to do with girls. It's just like, put it that way. Like it's all to do.
Keep that one private.
Like that will get me in trouble. But it's just like some weird stuff I did. So let me just put it out like some weird stuff that I'm just like, you know,
like licking shoes and that.
Like no. I've never actually heard of that. You know?
I've heard some.
Never heard of shoes.
Swinging from.
There was I think it was 2022 Christmas, where it's just like this girl I was dealing with. She said, "Yo, this is the last time you are not taking me serious, so this is the last time." And I got so drunk, I said, "Let me try something."
Oh God!
So that's what I was like.
Okay,
it was very
fair enough. We'll take that one. Me.
Do you have one?
No.
I don't drink.
No. The maddest thing I think I talked about on the pod before, innit?
What, the moped thing?
The moped thing, yeah. Just, you know.
Mine isn't. I wouldn't say mine is drink. Mine is something else. It's another
cabbage.
Substance. Yeah, we'll call it cabbage. You know, obviously we don't indulge that anymore. But in a previous life, I was about 19, and a girl she invited me to her comp. This was me like second year. So for context, I was COVID year.
I know this.
You already know this story. I was second year, and we did the COVID year. So for first year, we weren't on campus. So for second year, I was just like, I'm ready. I'm ready. I've got my com. I'm ready. So she invited me to her place. She said we're going to indulge. We'll keep it at that. So then, obviously, whatever application is being used for so and so is being used, and then it hits me. So like the effects of the thing. Let's stop speaking in riddles. It was the arm hit me. The arm hit me. I finished about 60% of the blonde. She finished about 40. And then I started feeling weird, like very, very weird. Then I started seeing things manifesting out of the ground. then I started hearing voices at the same time, and it's like it was echoing. Almost had like a reverb.
You were tweaking.
It was Star Dog.
This one here, bro. I don't know, Kosher Dog or something.
Kosher.
So at this point in time,
My Polish ups.
so like obviously it hits me bad, and I'm trying to like showcase to her that yo, something's wrong, but I'm so fried that I can't even open my mouth. So I'm trying to like hold on to it. Like, then I start screaming, bro. Screaming. And she's like, Israel, what's wrong? She turns on the light. My eyes are crimson red.
Oh,
God.
Crazy.
And then she bursts into tears. So she says,
Yeah, so that
was
ruined my day.
Everything. It was a horrible experience. Probably the most embarrassing experience of my life. I won't lie, but that's exactly why we don't indulge anymore.
Exactly, bro. Maze, do you have any mad stories?
Nah, don't stop.
Why are you lying, bro? What did you do in Germany, bro?
Your mom watches this podcast.
She watches this too.
She does.
No, you see what it was, yeah? It was actually only last week she asked me the name of the podcast. I took my time to give it to her, bro, because it's like, but
I'm on trip, man.
Yeah, my perspective on it, I feel like most girls, say like for our age range, like let's say 27, 26, I low-key think they love it, in my opinion, because they like there's so much extra steps. Like if you're just honest from the get-go and you let them know your age, you have to do so much more convincing. They just love being yearned for. They just love it. So
I hear it.
You know,
I hear it. And I think younger guys have more,
charisma,
more happiness. You know, you haven't stressed us out too much. We're still excited. You get me?
Bro, the way I am is like, I'm getting this number. No matter what.
Do you think from a girl's perspective, do you think it's embarrassing to be like
with a younger guy?
Yeah, like in your 20s, like in your prime years. Like,
I feel like,
as in like, how old is the girl and how old is the guy?
Like there was a girl that was telling me, I think she's 24. She says like the person she's seeing at the moment is 22.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy.
That's not bad.
No.
From a girl's perspective,
from a
probably
girl's
I don't think that like should be like slightly.
Yeah, she probably would be.
I think the bigger the age gap from a girl's perspective, the less kind of, if you get me. So like, let's say a woman is like in her 30s and a guy is in his 20s. I think she doesn't feel that as much, especially if he's doing enough, like in terms of like he's patterned. You get me? But if he's not patterned, and it's like even 27 and 22, and the 22-year-old is not patterned. If I was a girl, what am I doing? Like, you get me? There's people your age who are like parents. So
like 30 plus, they don't even mind being labeled a cougar at that point.
Yeah, man. Some of them love it, man.
They really do.
Not
not that I would know, of course.
Neither would I.
That's not my business. But
I wouldn't know.
Don't try it. Don't try that.
It's not about me. This is. But yeah. Anyways, man.
That was a bit off topic. Is this going on?
This is a funny conversation. I like this.
I have to see what I can do.
Bits and bobs.
Yeah, it's gonna be so chocolate.
You just go blank.
Then was there.
Make it work, shall we? Make it work.
Should we pivot to the meat of the conversation, basically?
Which is
just about self-development.
Okay. Sorry. I thought you were gonna say something mad, bro. I don't know.
Meat.
This guy, I don't know. Okay. Anyways, I have a question. So, is there any advice you have for people that are trying to like lock in and stay locked in? Because I feel like, like speaking for me personally, like I go through phases where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lock in, and then I'm locking for like a week or two, and then I'm just back to the same stuff. So it's like, is there any advice for people like me, in a sense of like, what are things that we can do to kind of just have that tunnel vision and just stay focused?
Yeah, I think you need to make the decision yourself. I think it starts there. A lot of people, and this is why the whole winter arc thing is just like, you're just gonna go back to your same old patterns, because I always used to tell myself I was gonna study for the Leaving Cert tomorrow, and next week, and after my mocks. And I never studied. I failed maths. That's the result of I will do it next week. And okay, now I'm going to do it, but like you've not internally made that decision because you don't possibly
value it enough.
Exactly. Do you understand? So I think sometimes it actually it stems from you not valuing the thing or the life that you're trying to create.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, and that's why you keep falling back, because I'm not perfect. Like I have my days where like I mess up, or I have my days where I'm not as consistent, but I see it as part of the journey. I will always get back on track. That's the one thing about me. Whether it's God, whether it's like whatever it is, I'll always snap back into do you get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, for me, I think it starts from making that decision, but you can do certain things within your environment to make that decision easier, you know? So, for example, pulling away from certain guys that aren't going towards the direction you're going to. Like, I find it so fascinating that us guys are so loyal to our boys. Like we are so
boys
loyal
are the
to
people you've known the longest, though. Honestly.
No, but like really and truly, like when it comes to a relationship, you break up with a girl in an instant if you don't feel like she's gonna be beneficial to your future. But when it comes to the guys, there's always this moving the goalpost. But with girls, we don't have the same energy. Do you get what I'm saying? Like if a girl isn't going in the same direction as you, and you can see she wants to start doing OnlyFans and stuff, you will just cut her off. But if your guys are like chatting and they've been at the same level for the last like 5 years and they're not showing any progress, and you even think they're gonna go, you're still gonna make excuses and you're still gonna it's the boys. And I honestly feel if we had the same energy when it came to girls, like where it's just like she's not for me, gone. I feel like if we had the same energy for our boys, I think you will start making more progress.
Do you know? I think there's more to that, because I think environment influences that a lot. Because I know for myself personally, my experience of having like guy mates is very different from like any of my boys that live in certain areas. Do you get me? So like for me, these are like two of my close boys from like childhood, which I would say, wow, we're not really going down, right? We're doing all right. Like
you guys stay consistent with the podcast. It's very, very good.
You got me? We thank God. But like I feel like a lot of my friends, like, and we're still young in it, but we're all pushing each other to do something. Like none of my friends are like doing nothing. Like you get me? And I don't necessarily have friends that are doing like red hot stuff that I'm like close to me. Do you get me? So for me, I feel like my experience of guy friendship, like if any of them start moving mad, I would just what's wrong with you, bro? Why are you doing that? Like, do you get me? It wouldn't be that different from a girl. But then I feel like the reason is the area I grew up in is very like sheltered from certain things, very like, I wouldn't say there wasn't many other black people there and stuff like that. But if you're growing up in certain areas, I think that whole experience of having male friends might be slightly different, because you live with them, you're gonna see them every day, you're gonna see them in school. It's harder to like have your own space where it's like they're not consistently like in your life. Do you get me? So it's like I've seen him bro, like during COVID, I probably saw him once that year, and like even now, I probably see like Izzy and Michael probably, apart from the pod, barely. Like, do you know what I mean? So I think when you're around people and you're in the same environment, it's a bit harder to just, So fair play for even.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like it is maybe like if I was in school, it could have been harder because these are the guys But as I said, if the future you're trying to create is like, it will be bigger than. Like, I'm not. It's gonna be bigger than that. Do you know what I'm saying? And for me, I always operate in the sense of the future, like 10 years time. It makes it so much easier for me to make decisions. You know, I look at what I was talking about with Donald Trump. Like when it comes to a woman, right? I foresee me being in very important rooms, right? And the way certain things happen, right, isn't just by your own energy and your will and your sometimes it's your wife. The key to a heart, the key to a guy's heart is sometimes his woman, right? So if you have a woman that knows how to talk to other women, that will help you in your business deal. So I'm thinking with that lens where it's just like, I'm going to be in very important rooms. I'm going to probably have to win over this investor or this business partner. I need my wife not just like talking rubbish because that investor's wife is gonna go home with the investor, and they're gonna talk, and the investor's wife is gonna be like, I love that woman. Oh my gosh.
And he will do anything
and then
for his
you
wife.
now do, oh, you like her? This deal is done. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think with that, when it comes to dating, or when it comes to getting to know someone, I already have that in mind. Do you get what I'm saying? Or when it comes to like my children, I don't want to be like, but there are some children that 5 years old, nothing wrong with them, and they can't string sentences together, and they come from the mom, because the mom is always scrolling. She doesn't have education herself. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's reflecting in the child. I look at that. What I want my 2-year-old stringing sentences together, and that's only going to come from an educated woman, an intelligent woman. Do you get what I'm saying?
And the father as well.
And the father, sorry, and the father as well. But like, the children spend most of their time with the mom, right? So for me, I look at those things and I work backwards. So that's how I make my decisions. Do you get what I'm saying? So when it comes to my boys, how am I going to have my son, my 12-year-old son, in a room with you, and you're like, I would not lock you up in the room with my son to go and give him advice. I'll be scared.
Teaching him how to blow balloons.
Or you're teaching him about discipline, but I'm looking at you, you're the most
disciplined guy ever.
So I work backwards, and I'm just like, if I wouldn't put my son in a room with you to receive game, or we're having this conversation right now, and I won't bring my son along to listen to what these guys have to say, then you're not going to be in my life, because that is going to be my reality in 10 years time. I'm going to have a son, and he's going to come with me to, let's go to work together. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think about all those things, I work backwards, and it helps me to make better decisions when it comes to my friends. So my future is my vision for my life is very, very clear. Do you get what I'm saying? So it actually starts with, you know, all this locking in thing. It starts with having a clear vision for what you want your life to look like. It's easier to make decisions, but when you're foggy and stuff like that, it's you'll find yourself coasting and floating and let me try this, let me try that, let me do this 2 weeks. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, spend time with yourself in terms of
self-discovery.
Self-discovery, and that's why traveling is very, very good. The first time I ever traveled by myself, that's where Gontrel came from. You know, the distractions of having your friends, and sometimes just travel by yourself. Spend time with you, because sometimes you hear your voice. Do you ever look into the mirror and be like, yo, this is me? Like, this is weird.
All the time.
Like that's what, and you will do that for 5 days. And especially if you have like a house that is very loud, you know, there's a lot of siblings. That time with yourself, you discover so much about yourself that you could take into, you know, the next phase of your life. So I'd say, like, get a vision for your life, because at the end of the day, the reason why I have so much clarity when it comes to choosing my friends or choosing a future partner is because I know what rooms I'm going to be in. If I don't know what rooms I'm going to be in, I'm going to be floating. I'm going to try this girl, I'm going to try this girl, I'm going to try this friend, I'm going to try this friend. But because it's very, very clear, I know boom, 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 boom.
Have you ever watched Ozark?
Oh, that's my favorite show.
Okay, because the way you're talking, like, about, you know, what type of wife you want to have, obviously you get obviously in the show it's a bit, you know, bad reasons or whatever, what they're doing is bad, but not gonna lie, like, that whole Bonnie and Clyde, obviously on the right path, you know, maybe more faith driven and stuff, but I do feel, and this is why I say that I do think that this whole partnership and companionship thing is one of the biggest, like, things in life. Right. And I think that the world we live in now is trying to distract us from that. You get me? It's trying to make everyone feel like we all need to be independent and we all need to do the most we can for ourselves. It's a dog-eat-dog world. But obviously, like, two heads are better than one. 100%. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time it's this narrative of, like, a man being the provider and a man doing everything, and then somebody just comes in and maybe, like, takes care of whatever. I don't really like that kind of narrative, because it's like, I feel like, especially in the world we live in now today, everyone is capable of doing anything they put their mind to.
Nah, I agree with that.
Do you know what I mean?
I actually, so I'm, you know, 50-50. Because at the end of the day, like, the independence thing is actually good. You need to spend time with yourself to discover your purpose, right? And understand, like, who am I
on this earth?
Like, where am I going, right? But for me, I actually like the idea of a guy just building himself and just like, you know, women, let them do their nails. Let them think about like.
Let them get that big tree.
Yeah, let them think about something, you know. Like I like the idea. I don't really like the idea of a woman like hustling and bustling with you as you're building. Like I just don't like, just because I saw my mom doing it. So I don't really like that idea. But if you meet the right woman, you know, I'm not against it. But I actually think the focus as a guy, early 20s, mid 20s, should just be on being the best version of yourself first. You know, forget about girls. Trust me, because I'll tell you one secret. I used to chase girls. I used to, in that life, I used to chase girls. The minute I started becoming, right, just focusing on myself, that's when, this one likes it. This I said, if I knew that this was the joke, if I knew that this was the joke, I would have locked in a long time. Bro, girls will come to you because at the end of the day, they will see this guy 5 years time. This guy, I know they can. Girls are not stupid. They can tell that this guy is going somewhere. Do you get what I'm saying? So they will be attracted to that. And the fact that you don't give every what's the name? Siobhan and attention, they're more attracted to that. Do you get what I'm saying? And you're not faking it. You're not doing all this because it will wear off. You're not faking it. You're actually so driven. And the fact that a girl feels like, yo, I actually have to, you know, because they want to feel special. If you choose them, they will feel like the most special woman in the world. Because you're not everywhere, right? But I'm saying, you focus on yourself so much, they will come. You won't have to chase. I promise you, amount of girls are having dreams about me.
Sorry, it's all over.
They're doing that.
It's all over.
You know, and really and truly, 3 years ago, I would have been like in everyone's DMs. I would have, you know, like I was like I would take
a shooter. You're a shooter.
100 shots on goal. Like,
from that position, I just have to smash it. I just have to smash it.
But now when I'm actually on my journey and I don't really give a rat's about, you know, talking to this girl, like, that's when they will actually want to be around you.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like, I think we're all kind of in this limbo, and this episode is just so amazing for us because this is a lot of the stuff we need to hear. It's a lot of stuff that we think about,
and we've had similar conversations already. So many, like, bro, literally one of the things in my notes, I wrote this like a week ago. I literally goes, I don't chase, I attract. You don't want me now, that's okay. Next time you see me, I'm going to be a star baby. I wrote that in my notes, and it's so crazy that you say that, because it's like, I've thought about it. There's no, like, why chase girls when you can chase the things that girls want?
Exactly.
Makes no sense.
Exactly.
You get me?
That's a bad.
I'm not going to lie. He's a rapper as well. He's a rapper.
Sometimes on the weekends.
Nah, but that is very real, because a lot of the things you're saying, I feel like now we can see the other side of it. Do you get me? Because this is stuff we're just thinking, and like hopefully we're thinking in the right way. But we can see that obviously when you do just focus on yourself, like
and I'm not even, boys, God knows I'm not even there yet. Like when you guys say, like, bro, like I'll go through town and certain people could stop me because they see videos on TikTok, and videos on TikTok don't even get that. Like in my head, like it's just 10, 20k views, but people are already noticing, stopping me, and I'm just like, yo, you're stopping me from that. Wait till you see what I'm coming. Really going to do in my life. And sometimes that's one of the things that kind of piss me off about Ireland, but it's a good thing. But it's like sometimes they can make you feel like God before you actually are,
honestly,
you know, on that
and then
level.
you stop working.
So that's, you need to be very, very careful, and you need to develop systems. But like really and truly, I'm not even anywhere like I'm not hitting my potential yet. And people are noticing. You know, I'm telling you now, if you guys are getting, and this is even like advice for you guys, just like the fact that you're taking in what I'm saying, it's just like you wouldn't take in what I was saying if I wasn't doing nothing.
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying? You guys would just be like, you know, would have a conversation and just like in one ear, out the other. But from the little things that you're seeing, you're like, yo, and this is why I'm so passionate about people being excellent. Excellence just speaks for you. People will
speaks for itself.
Like it speaks for itself. People will just listen to you because it's just like they know how much dedication that goes into what you made look easy. They're more willing to listen to you. You have a lot of money. We know how much work you need to do to make that money. So they will listen to you. So you guys just focus on being the best that you can. Because at the end of the day, I think there's videos of like girls, it's like, if you don't have money and they're playing the video of the guy talking and you can't hear anything. That's how we sound when we're not actually doing, and you're trying to give people advice and you're not doing it yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why I always encourage guys, like, yo, do it to like the max. And that's one of the regrets I have as well, because I used to do all these, like, I had a studio, I had this, but I never really put my mind into any of them. And if I put my mind into some of the things that I used to do like 4 years ago, it would serve me today. You know what I'm doing. And sometimes we don't know that at the time, right? We don't know that. Like this podcast that you guys are doing, you may feel like you're floating. I promise you now, you don't know what 5 years can bring, right? You may be doing something completely different, but it was because you guys were so consistent with this that it opens up doors. I'm telling you, when I talk to investors, they say, what did you do before that complements what you're doing now? Do you understand? So at the end of the day, don't look at any of these things and just think, because I think about my studio. I think I used to have like a football podcast that I just released like 7 episodes. I think to myself, like, we probably recorded 60 of them. I think to myself, if we just recorded and put it out, who knows what that would have done, right? To the point where I can now show these people that I understand social media. What are you talking about? We had 100K subscribers and we were just posting. Do you understand? Do you get what I'm saying? So whatever you guys are doing right now, put your all into it, because in 5 years' time, you don't know how it's just going to align. Do you understand?
Facts. Nah, I appreciate that for real, man. Not gonna lie. I feel like putting this into practice, and this is another reason why I started the podcast, because again, it's good to talk. Like, it's really good to talk, but you have to hold yourself accountable. You get me? And this is live evidence that,
I mean, like, we can't now say one thing and see you
next week. Do you get me? So it's I'm very happy that like we're able to like really have these conversations and hold ourselves accountable and try to be better consistently over time.
The easiest thing to do is like talk. That's the easiest thing. Like, there was one of my friends, like, he was giving me advice, like, yo, Smiley, I think you should do this, I think you should do that. And he's like, yo, bro, if I wanted to raise €1 million, I have the network, I could raise €1 million. So do it then. Like, everybody is a professional talker and a professional advisor. But when it comes to, and do you know the funny thing is, the people that give the most advice are the people that aren't in the ring. We think we could advise Anthony Joshua on how not to get punch him. But you've never been punched in your life. But it's actually when you're in the ring, you have an appreciation and you can empathize with. Yeah, he gassed out there. And you know, it's the most critical people are the people that haven't actually done stuff in their career. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if you actually want your advice to hold weight, do stuff. Do stuff. Like, be bold, get yourself out there. I keep going back to, like, I don't want you guys to feel like this podcast is just we're floating, like we're just doing this for fun. Like, strategize and think of how you can make this thing go viral. Strategize and think of how can we form a community. Just do these things that will make you grow. It may not lead to anything, but do things that make you grow. Because as I said, in 5 years' time, you will be thanking yourself that, like, those events that we were thrown, I'm using this now to open doors for me. Those little things that we were doing, those little pop-ups, or that group chat that I had that I was managing, and now, do you understand? So I don't want you guys to get caught up in this, like, because a lot of Irish people do it. It's just like, we're just doing it for fun. Do it for fun, but like mean it. Try go viral on TikTok. Try go viral on Instagram. Try.
Easy, keep talking. You need to keep talking.
You know, like, your hooks, your text overlays. Just figure something out, because I promise you, like, for me, because obviously I have a business with marketing and stuff like that. If you came to me and you said, yo, bro, I used to like clip videos for my podcast. Like, some of our videos, we will get 150K views. Like, I understand the first 3 seconds. I'll be willing to listen to you, even though that's not applicable to my business. I'll be willing to listen to you because you have
something to show.
Do you understand? But some people, you just let me just get they won't put too much thought. Put thought into it, because you don't know where what doors is gonna open.
With the content thing, do you feel like it's like quality over quantity or quantity over quality?
Quantity first. Quantity to get the quality.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? So like, a lot of people that do things at a very, very high level, it comes from pattern recognition, right? So in order for you to notice patterns, you must have seen it a lot of times, right? Yeah. So in order for you to get very, very good at content, you need to just throw a lot of things out there to see what works.
Okay.
I didn't know, like I went through a phase where like I was posting a lot on TikTok, and I realized that every time I show my arm,
shoot.
It doesn't shoot.
Press that neck.
So I actually started noticing when I stopped scrolling, when I'm watching videos or when I'm scrolling, I see certain guys and I ask myself, why did I stop?
Exactly.
And then I'm like, so I started getting ideas. And there was one guy that it was even an ad, but because he was in good shape, I stopped. I was just like, why am I not using that to my advantage? You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, for me, it's quantity. It's the quantity that will let you understand that quality. Because you will be able to see 5 videos, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, one video 5,000. That's an outlier. Find out why that did well, and then double down. One thing I've noticed with my TikTok, if you talk about friends, you talk about ghosting your friends, that's probably going to do well. If you talk about like, one thing about TikTok, you talk about girls in a good way. Girls eat it. There will be a comment. So sometimes you have to like. Sometimes you have to like, you know. Oh yeah, like guys don't. I don't do this. Like, I don't actually.
That do it.
No. I don't shoot guys deliberately. Like my last video, I was talking about. What was I talking about? Was it
marriage? What was that video about?
It was either the
guys liking you're married. You're married and you're liking other girls' pictures. God knows the hashtags men. I was trying to address men. I didn't care about girls, you know, commenting. But all of them.
Even when I saw the video, I saw 4 reposts.
They were loving it. So you start to understand those things about social media. It comes from volume.
Because I've noticed that, because I feel like I'm the one in charge of the TikTok, and it's like for us, if we talk about Nigeria, Ghana, or Ireland, when we spoke about Ireland one time for the first time, 250k views, just like that. You get me? Because there's like. The thing it's
like a second episode.
Well, literally, there's a thing about being black and talking about Ireland that TikTok just explodes the video.
The only thing with that, and the reason why we don't necessarily clip farm those type of topics, is because we pride ourselves on being authentic,
and there's more to us than just being black and Irish. Like we actually have other things to say rather than just being black and growing up in Ireland. You get me?
But obviously,
we're in the attention economy.
Exactly.
For me, like you still be yourself on YouTube. If you know that people are eating that up, rinse it. Until you can't rinse it anymore, and you're I'm telling you now, because it opens other doors up for you that actually now portrays your personality and your authenticity. So like I wouldn't even think from that perspective. I'd be like, yo, rinse it. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Rack up those views. Views to the point where you could say to someone that, yo, our TikTok, we did 3 million last month. That's impressive to anybody.
Regardless of what you're talking about.
Regardless of what you're talking about. Like there's so many doors that I've been able to open just because I hopped on TikTok with Alex Nolan. All these guys, like all these like content creators, hopped on, and then people. There was a time I was on the bus. I still take the bus. There was a time I was on the bus, and just five like 16-year-olds walked in, and they noticed my face, and then they started playing the video of me together just at the back of the bus, and I heard myself, and I was just like, I turned around, and I was just like, I go like, he goes, he noticed your face, so that's why he was, and I was just like, even when I text certain people to work with me, like I've been seeing your thing everywhere, or I've been seeing you with this person, so it's easier. They already feel like they know you, so it's easier to work with them. You get what I'm saying? So,
what do you think? Sorry, just a quick segue. What do you think about the content creators in Ireland? Do you think everyone's willing to like work? Do you think everyone's like, or do you think there's a lot of people only working with certain people?
I feel like it's quite cliquey, me personally.
You get me? Like, what do you think?
Provide value. There's nothing cliquey about value. Like, if you can provide value, and if I can see that what you guys are doing will benefit me, I don't care how cliquey it is. I will do it. You get what I'm saying? And I think a lot of the problem with like content is people aren't willing to pay and invest into their own content. You get what I'm saying? So the Beta Squad, the reason why they're doing what they're doing is because they invested in production. You get what I'm saying? We aren't willing to invest in production. We aren't willing to put our own hard-earned money and pay these guys behind the screens whatever we're paying them, so we're not willing to do that.
Literally, like a lot of the stuff we're talking about, we've talked about before. It's something I've really noticed in Ireland. I feel like a lot of people are not willing to go on that journey, like, and take that risk while like doing other things in the background to just sustain your financial life. You get me? Because it's like I don't see the point being in this country, being in Ireland, and not having anything for us to enjoy. Do you know what I mean? Why do we always have to go other UK, places to enjoy life? You get me? So I have a vision, like, to like change that in some way. I don't know how, but
I would say you need to be a bit more addictive then if you want to do that. Trust me, balance isn't gonna get you there. I promise you that. Like being like a normal person and just like, you know, it's not gonna get you there. You need to be. You have to be
obsessive
a bit delusional
about stuff.
You need to be a bit delusional. You need to like you put your all into it in order for you to make it a reality. The only reason you could see something, my app on your phone, is because like I had this. There was some sort of crack in my head. It
wouldn't let you stop.
It won't let me stop. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's the only reason. But if I was a bit balanced and just like, let me go out on the weekends and let me do this, and you could do that if you want. But like for me, like my relentless pursuit of this is the only reason why you can see it on your phone. The next phase for me is like, you know, go to London, go to this and go to this, raise a lot of money. Have people work, like I already have people working for me, but have way more people working with me, open up an office. Like there's so many things that I want to do, which is the next phase of what I'm trying to do. But that only comes from this kind of like obsessive, you're not going to get there any way else. You possibly could. It will take you longer. So like or luck. But when I see you and you're like, you know, I'm a bit balanced, don't forget about that balance. If you want to make a vision, a reality, you need to have some sort of delusion to you, and you need to be kind of all in on it.
I feel like this kind of brings me back to a conversation that me and you had. It was basically talking. I think you said something about like figure out how your life works for you. That actually like gives you progress and fruit, and follow that. And it's like that's because it's like what will work for you is
not work. Exactly.
So it's like you need to figure out that as quick as you can, and then just follow that. And that's basically your pathway. It is your pathway in a sense.
And the reason why I say that, right? Because at the end of the day, when it comes to like creativity and stuff like that, you can actually be balanced, and you can actually take 3 days off to kind of get inspiration. But I'm saying, like, if you're trying to make a vision a reality, people are gonna follow your lead. And that's the one thing that, like, the culture at my company is only because of they see me act like that. Every single person comes on time to our meetings, and it's because I come on time to and I address anybody, no matter how high up you are, or there's like 7 people in my company, no matter how high up you are or not. Like my co-founder, my tech guy, if he comes 3 minutes late, I'll be like, yo, can you say sorry to everybody for coming late? I don't care who you are, and I will come late.
I should start that immediately.
And that's why I texted you before I came to be like, sorry, I'm late. Like, it's for me, that, you know, punctuality is very, very important, right? So they will model your behavior. There's one guy that used to work with me. He never used to value time. Worked with me for 1.5 years. That guy, he's never late anymore. You know what I'm saying? They will just look at you and they'll just, how should I act? Because sometimes I'm looking, even me myself, like I'm guilty of it. And I'm just like, yo, if you don't take your time serious,
why would anyone else?
Okay, no problem. And I was saying this about one of my friends that was getting married. And I was just like, he said, yo, bro, come to the proposal, the engagement I'm proposing, come at 6 p.m. Trust me, everything's going to be on time. I know you don't trust me, but trust me.
If you have to say that.
No, I did. At 5 p.m., I was still looking at the group chat to see if things were going to. I knew it wasn't going to start until I saw the message to be like, we're ready. That's when I would only start getting ready. And it turns out that he didn't propose till 8 p.m. And it's because he doesn't value his own time. You know what I'm saying? So like,
maybe he was nervous.
Whatever it was. But I'm saying, like, I looked at him and my behavior was based on his behavior. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you want to be a leader, if you want people to follow you, you have to like have this. And the reason why I can attract certain people to my company right now, like people that are working for like big companies or like even like there's something going on behind the scenes that, like, you know, is good. But the reason why they're willing to even have the time of the day with me is because I put so much energy into what I'm doing. I'm all in on it. So they could feed off that energy and like, yo, I want to be a part of this. Because I know that I'm not going to complain about Smiley being 50-50. He's all in on this. So I know that if I put my all into this, there's going to be someone matching me as well. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I really heard that.
It also reminds me of, I think we had a discussion saying, define success for yourself. You know what I mean? Once that's defined, I feel like, and you have an accurate pathway, of, you know, to follow. I feel like it's just all that leap of faith, and then putting 100% of your focus into it.
Well, what is your definition of success? Let's just end the episode with that.
One more question after that, boy.
Success. Setting out a course. And like doing everything you can to achieve that. For me, that's success. So if you and that's success for like me based on my definition. If I set out a course, I'm trying to do this, and me doing everything I can, it's not the result that's the success for me. It's you doing everything within your power to make that a reality. For me, you're successful. So if the business doesn't work, if the podcast doesn't work, as long as you know that you gave it your all, you had a plan, you had a vision, and you're like, yo, this is what I'm going to do. I may need to go to Dubai to make some connections, and you do all those things. To me, you're successful.
And then the last question, this is a question I wanted to ask every guest. I don't know if I did it the last time, but a message to, so 2 messages, a message to the future you, however long in the future you want, and a message to your future kids.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Future message to future me.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you get me?
This is your time to pop it, man.
Pop it.
Man.
No, like, what do you mean by that?
So in terms of like you in, I don't know, maybe it could be 40 for you, could be 45, but a message you have to yourself now, like as in like you keeping on this journey. You might not necessarily be where you see yourself in when you're 40, but you're still doing what you're doing right now. So a message to whoever you are in the future. Nigga, we made it. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna do everything I can to, you know, make you proud.
Oh, so cute.
Future kids.
Advice for them. Or?
Advice for them. Honestly, find Jesus. I promise you, no matter, like, I don't care how corny or religious it sounds. Jesus has changed my life. I promise you, this whole environment, move, be a ghost, start a business. I promise you, without Jesus, I would not be doing that. I don't have any reason for me to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's actually because I've come in contact with Christ, and he's changed the way I think, everything that, and I think everything has flowed from that. There. It's just like me finding Christ was like the best decision I made. I wouldn't be disciplined when it comes to girls and that if not for Christ. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, I may slip up once or twice, but I'm saying like that discipline, there's no reason for me to be disciplined because I didn't really understand the value of family. I've understood the value of family through Christ. Do you know what I'm saying? So everything flows from there. So like that's first and foremost, like do most that important. And by God's grace everything flows from there. That's my message.
Shout out to Smiley's kids, man.
Amen.
But it's been an amazing episode. We really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, boys.
Obviously we're still starting. Hopefully in the future we have
refreshment.
You get me? Something, but yeah, I really appreciate you coming on.
Cheers,
other than anybody have anything? Other than that, it's been 3 typical talkers. Bow.
The lies got your head fried like a wonton. Here for the long run. Not here to sing song, we're here for a chit chat. Relax and sit back.
No rush. 10 seconds. Snapchat. Rewind. Throwback. New pod on Instagram. Better follow that. I like that. That Spotify. Better add that. I like that.